Hello, friends. So today I'm going to read the chapter one of the book. The book name is "Don't Believe Everything You Think." So let's start. There is an important distinction to make when speaking about suffering. When I mention about suffering in this book, I am referring to psychological and emotional suffering. There is a way in which no matter what happens in your life, you don't have to suffer emotionally and psychologically. I'm not saying that when we go through is all in our heads or made of terrible and unfortunate events happen to people every single day. What I am saying is that although we expect what I am saying is that although we experience a lot of pain in our lives, suffering is optional. In other words, pain is unavoidable. But how we react to the events and circumstances that happen in our lives is up to us, and that will dictate whether we suffer or not. Buddhists say that anytime we experience a negative event in our life, two arrows fly our way. Being physical stuck by an arrow is painful. Being stuck by the second arrow is even more painful, and that is suffering. The Buddha explained in life we can't always control the first row. However, the second arrow is our reaction to the first. The second arrow is optional. When I first heard of this quote from Buddha a few years back, I was confounded because although I understood what he meant, I didn't know how I could apply this in my own life. If anyone were given the clear choice of suffering and not suffering, I don't think anyone in their right mind would choose to suffer. Just how can I just choose not to suffer if it were as easy as I don't think anyone would be suffering anymore. It wasn't until years later that I came across a new understanding of suffering comes from, and that I was able to stop as its source. As I began my journey of self improvement, I came across a myriad of different teachings, studies, and methods to help people overcome their problems. I read dozens of, not hundreds of books. I studied psychology, went to therapists, listened so many different thought leaders, and tried many habits. Waking up at 4 a.m., changing my diet, becoming more structured and disciplined, shadow work, work personality types, meditating daily, going on spiritual retreats, following spiritual masters, and researching different ancient religions. If you name it, I have probably tried. I was desperate to find an answer because I wanted to know how to stop suffering in my own life as well as and to help others do the same. Although some of these things did help me to improve incrementally, it didn't stop my suffering. I still always felt extremely anxious, fearful, unfilled, irritated, angry, frustrated, and heavy every day. Even after doing all that, I still didn't discover the answer, and I'm being honest, I am even more lost than before I started on the quest. I felt purposeless, hopefulness, and directionless. I didn't know what to do anymore, where to look, or where to talk to. It wasn't until I was in my darkest hour that a glimpse of hope began to lead me to the light. All of the sudden, after years and years of searching, I stumbled upon one of my first mentors that taught me how to become a coach, and he revealed to me that how I can alleviate my own suffering. The answer I discovered was the understanding of how our mind work and the human experience is created. So this was the chapter of so this was the chapter 1 of this book, Don't Believe Everything You Think. So we'll connect in the next chapter, and the next chapter is the root cause of all suffering, and that you can see in the another video. Thank you.